Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we start very briefly with a larger overview, because from time to time I get the messages that in some videos from time to time it would be useful to put in the higher level outlook, but it will only take a minute. So just for orientation where we are, my view is still here unchanged, that from March 2020 we moved up in a larger wave 1. There was a 5-wave move, first impulse into April 21, and then all of that price action that happened afterwards was part of a large correction. Even though we made a new all-time high, it's part of a correction, a corrective wave B, and so-called overshooting wave B. So we came down in a wave A to June 21, moved up in a wave B and came down in a C, the so-called expanded flat pattern. Yeah, so the forecast up here was already down below 28.6k. That was the target. That target was reached between 20 and 28.6k. I originally anticipated the correction to end back in November. Yeah, so when we started to talk about that scenario, we are obviously in that area now, but I can't tell you for sure that the correction will end here. Anybody who wants to have a more detailed outlook and more detailed higher level wave patterns and scenarios, maybe you want to consider joining as a channel member, because I've got now a few live streams. We do the Sunday live streams in which I covered that extensively. Now, we then came down here in June 22, made our low. This was the first time where I said we can have now possibly a low in. That was the first time since November that we investigated the possibility of having the low already in. No other price action before that, between November and June, allowed me to do that. Yeah, that there was just not the price structure that basically was useful for that. So this was really this year is the first period where we can say that possibly the low was in, even though I have to say the bullish scenario is currently getting challenged. Bullish, still see the 60% probability to the upside. Maybe I could reduce that a little bit, but you know, in the end, what you need to know is that really at the moment anything could happen. Yeah, that was the case even when we were at 25k. I was very clear in saying that all the way up to, I think it was 25.8k or something, the bearish scenario is still very much possible, because that was a key target for the Y wave in the so-called WXY pattern corrective wave. But again, anything can happen really, but we still have a bit of a focus to the upside. That's generally the higher level wave pattern. But what we want to look at now is this imminent price action here. Since the high at 25.2k, we came down in a 5-wave move. We talked yesterday about that the low could be in, and it seems like we're moving. Yeah, we already talked about that in the previous video. We already had 5 waves complete, and this is exactly what we need. A 5-wave move from the low. Now, if this is now a real impulsive move to the upside that can even take us above 25k, or if this is just a wave A of a correction, now the price action of this pullback will give us a clue. So at the moment, there are obviously different possibilities on the higher level time frame. As I said, we need to allow for different options. We even need to allow for a bearish scenario that could take us below 18.9k. The 18.9k level remains an absolute key level. Below that level, $18,900, I will make the bearish scenario the primary expectation. And at the moment, we are obviously moving up, so we formed a local low here. In the absolute best case or most bullish case, this will now take us above 25k and we will move much higher. In the not so bullish case, yeah, we will move up now in a wave B, in a correction. That would assume we came down in a wave A. We're now moving up in a B. We will then come down once more in a C, but ideally hold above the 18.9k level. That is sort of the not so bullish scenario, but it is still overall bullish. And in that scenario, we could move up all the way to 22, 23k. And in the bearish scenario, all of this was a wave 1 impulse down. We are now in the wave 2 to the upside. Also here, we could get into the region 22 to 23k and would then come down impulsively and make new lows. So really, we can't really say for sure what's going to happen now, but I think it's important, as I said before, to be aware of the different scenarios, and that in any case, I'm actually expecting higher prices to around 22, 23k, possibly 23k, and in the most bullish case we would even go above that. Yeah. What we need to know now in the very short term here is that we have a 5-wave advance, and that the next pullback will give us a clue about the next key moves, the next more relevant moves. Yeah. Ideally, in the most bullish scenario here, I would now expect the price to come back in 3 waves. Let me just see if the price target is still relevant. Yeah. So in a wave 2, so we can count 5 waves as complete. Now at the moment, because the targets have been reached for this wave 1, yeah, all requirements have been fulfilled. It's a crystal clear impulse here. We could expect that at any point in time we are now moving down in ideally only a 3-wave pullback, which would lead us into this area ideally between the 61.8% fib level and the 38.2% fib level, between 19,917 and $20,156, plus minus a few dollars. Yeah. So this would be an ideal level for a wave 2, where we have a chance to reverse back to the upside into a wave 3. The wave 3 should then take us definitely above the wave 1 high, so above 20,560, and yeah, much higher obviously. Yeah, but it depends a little bit on how much we're pulling back now in the wave 2. If we see a 5-wave move down, it will probably lead to lower lows. And even in this scenario, that's possible. I don't think that is likely, but at the moment we need to keep options open. So if we drop below this green target area, this scenario here, the bullish one, will get challenged. So that would be a drop below that 19,900 level. Yeah, we drop below that, it's getting that the bullish scenario here gets challenged. Ideally we want to come down into this area and then reverse from here to the upside, and would then in a next move take out the 20.5k level, also here that 20,780 level, and would then obviously move higher. So at the moment it's looking good. We can reasonably expect that a local bottom was in here, as long as the green target area is holding. And I would also expect that at any point in time we're now seeing that retracement, because all the requirements have been fulfilled. Yeah, but we can't really be sure that this move down is starting until we've really reached that target area, unfortunately, because you know, they are very close together anyway, and this is only a very small movement anyway. So, and we are doing some micro counting here, but be on high alert that at any point in time this could now go down. Yeah, you might consider that a bull flag. Absolutely, could still be possible. We can still advance higher, because nobody knows how long that wave 5 might go. We reached obviously the first target that I gave you in the last video. We talked about that. If you take a look at now the length of the wave 1, that is usually, or you can usually say, the wave 1 and the wave 5, they often at least have the same length. So this is the 20,520 level. We came exactly to that level. Should we break above that level, we will get to that 20,700 and just make it exact here, $20,750 level. Let me just adjust that slightly. That is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. So I would give it one more possibility to the upside. If we go even above that, I might have to change the internals of this wave structure. But for now, it's looking good. You know, we broke so far above some certain key levels. We're currently stuck at this range here between this wave 1 and this wave 2, which I called out as resistance area in the previous videos. But primary expectation is now at any point a retracement down, and then from here a move up further. That would be ideal, and that is currently primary expectation. But I also gave you the key levels that you need to have for that will unlock the possibility of lower lows, and that will make that more likely. So yeah, so now it's looking good, and hopefully we see the upside we expected already end of last week, now hopefully this week, because I've always told you here that towards the end of this move down here, there should be some upside. Even if it is corrective or impulsive, we don't know that yet, but in any case we expect higher levels, and hopefully that is now going to play out. Of course not in a straight line, there will be up and down, but so far it's looking okay. And that's my update about Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.